And we are rolling.
No.
Hello everyone, how are you? This is a brand new channel, brand new series we're starting between him and I. We are a couple of guys here living in outskirts of Los Angeles, and I want to make it very clear going in that neither of us should be qualified to make this kind of a video. However, we live in America, it's a land of freedom, and we're taking the freedom and the liberty literally, and coming at you with these videos. We hope to have more episodes and more episodes and more episodes. So a little bit of background. Right now you are seeing us through the eyes of Sony A7R4, and the lens mounted is 24mm 1.4G master. My partner here also has.
Yes, I do also have Sony A7 III.
And at some point earlier this year, we kind of got on this kick where, I don't know if it was a super warranted or not, but what had happened was, here's what's funny. I'm colorblind. I'm what they call red deficient. So I actually can't see the colors very well. For instance, on the traffic signal light, I cannot distinguish the color difference between the yellow and the red. I go by the position of the lights. So I am not qualified at all to speak on colors. However, I did feel that the skin tone and colors looked somewhat weird. So I went out and got myself a Fuji X-T3. I got me an X-T3. I have the 16mm 1.4. I have a 23mm 1.4, 56mm 1.2, and then I got this 55 to 230mm super cheap. It cost me like $110. Super long zoom for my X-T3.
We have too many gears. I do have 23mm 1.4. I have the kit lens 18 to 55 with the various aperture, and I have the 56-1.2 APD version. Yeah.
So what does all this mean, and why are we talking about all this crap? So today is year 2019. Date is July 16, 17?
16.
16. Earlier this morning, Sony announced a new camera, A7R4. So it's been about 5 hours since the announcement, and to me the reality distortion field has somewhat subsided. The same reality distortion field that used to hinder my vision every time Steve Jobs came out on the stage at the Moscone Center and showing the new iPhone, and I was like a little sheep just drawn to the pack leader Steve and just pining for that new phone. So first the R4 announcement came out this morning, and I was kind of, oh wow, interesting, but that has subsided just a little bit. How do you feel about it?
You know, because we totally do different things with our camera stuff. I like to do more of stills. So the announcement of the A7R4 right now is killing me.
All right, so a little bit of background. I don't actually use the cameras a lot for photos. Yes, I do get called in for, as the pseudo photographer for family events and some unofficial stuff at clients and some official stuff at clients, but it's far and few in between where I would use my cameras for stills. Most of 90% of the usage of my camera needs between my A7 III and the X-T3 for my YouTube channels. I have 2 channels and soon to be 4 channels, including this new one that I'm starting today with him. So there's more video footage being captured than, all this time I was looking at my monitor, not the lens, like an idiot. I should act like I've done this before. So getting back to what I was saying, most of my stuff is all video, B-rolls, main talking head stuff, and some photography will be involved in taking product shots for both of my other existing channels that I'm working for. So when I look at the A7R4, it's a great camera that nobody asked for, it feels like. 61 megapixel.
You don't take photos, that's why.
Who needs a 61 megapixel? I think the 42 meg, which is the previous generation of R series, I think that's the sweet spot in my opinion. 61, that just gets a little unwieldy. Your memory cards are going to fill up faster, and
but if you're using R to begin with, you're not concerned with megapixel. And the Super 35 mode, if you take picture with the R3, it comes out to 18.
26.
No, I'm talking about the R3.
Okay.
The one that's out right now. So that's kind of like, still 18 is a lot, but it's not 26.
So, when we look at the R4 that came out, so on the video side of things, not many have changed, right? I believe we do get the eye autofocus on video mode.
Focus on video mode.
But it's still 8-bit. Still 420.
420.
They didn't mention it, but judging by the lack of any mention, I believe it's still 100 megabits per second out. So basically, as far as video is concerned, no difference with the A7 III. Hence, I'm really not interested in it. So we kind of need to talk about just the photos. And the big thing here is the 567 autofocus points.
Yes.
And the huge ass megapixel, which I don't know who the fuck needs that many megapixels.
So basically, if you zoom in on as a 35 millimeter, Super 35 mode on the new A7R4, it will give you 99% of the whole sensor with the autofocusing, like 6500. So in a sense, yes, it's gonna be crazy autofocus all around the sensor, but it's
gonna help those guys like me that aren't great in photography, because cameras are gonna help me cheat, yes. Right? With all these hundreds of phase detection autofocus points, I may not have to know what the hell I'm doing behind the camera and still be able to get things in focus.
Yes, but it's really different. I don't know. Like when you say 18 megapixel on photo on Super 35 mode, people might think it's not as much, data, but it's still a lot. But now it's like 26, which is still bigger than the current A7 III actual megapixel. Full resolution. So basically you are having more versatility with one prime lens, I say. So you can still get like a full megapixel size photo with the Super 35.
So then that leads us to the natural path where a lot of us Sony camera fans were really waiting for A7S3,
S3,
which would be known for the low light performance, albeit slightly less resolution.
Dramatically less, in a sense. I think, I don't know.
And then what we were looking for is possibly 4K 60.
Possibly.
Because
I think that's most of the,
But that S3 didn't come out today.
No. Which would have been better because I wouldn't really...
So what do you think?
Yeah.
So yeah, in your case, you don't care about the S. In my case, I don't care about the R.
Yeah.
So because we're at the polar opposite here. We do hybrid shoot. We do take advantage.
The thing is, I do want to do videos more, and I was interested with the S in the beginning, but the megapixel just kills it, because I don't think that much, having that less megapixel will make up for all the features that the S has compared to just regular Sony A7 III. And a lot of people like yourself, you bought the Fuji X-T3. The main thing was 4K and 60 frames per second.
And color.
But you're colorblind. but yes, the color and the 4K 60 frame per second video. So where was I going with this? So S4 didn't come out. I don't know why that S3 didn't come out and S4 came out. That was very surprising.
What he meant was R4 came out. He's been struggling all day. With the Roman numerals and everything else. But speaking of numbers, it brings up a very important question, which is the R4 is currently priced at $3,500 US. I don't know what R3 came out as when it first came out on the market. $3,500 that's no joke. To me, that is way beyond
for hobbyists like us. It's
I don't even know hobbyist level. I think it's even way past serious prosumer. Not quite professional, but better than consumer. So the prosumer is the word, and dare I say, that's ridiculous kind of money.
It is, but if you compare to, let's say, Canon mirrorless, I know it's funny, but
Canon's got about 3 years of catching up to do, but go on.
But their camera, even with all this lower spec than current Sony mirrorless cameras, their price is still higher.
Correct. I think the EOS R body only is a 2,300.
23. Yeah. That's still $300 more than when Sony A7 III first came out. But performance wise, but I think we're just comparing it to A7 III.
Well, then let's we could sit here and we could talk about this all day, but let's try to kind of bring it home here. So at the end of the day, you as a predominantly a still photographer,
somehow, yes,
you should way more stills than video. At the end of the day, is the new R4 with the price tag that it carries, with the specs that you think may be beneficial to you, is this a strong consideration to you, or do we move on and kind of wait for the next something else?
Obviously, you and I have totally different purpose with cameras, and
that's why I'm asking you as a still photographer guy.
See, like for me, let's say if with the current status, I have Sony A7 III, and I was looking for a higher megapixel camera.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends, because let's say if I have money, it's a good upgrade.
So you would get the R4 just without thinking?
Without thinking, if the money's not an issue, yes, I'll get it. Because I said I was gonna get it.
All right.
And then let's say if I don't get it, it's gonna be a couple more years for the R5 to come out.
R5 at this point is like a 2021.
Yeah, but how much of a difference? It's probably gonna be more megapixel first because it's R.
Yep.
But I think obviously 40 something was already enough with the regular R3. Now it's 61. It's more than enough.
Okay.
So yes, I will get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the statement has been made on episode 1. Committing to $3,500 camera.
No, that's you can't really put if the camera was $2,500, for what I do, I shouldn't be buying it. So you can't really, I don't know what to say, but do I need the camera with all this spec? No.
things that you and I do, we don't,
we don't
need any of the things that we have.
But
we obviously just, we
always want everything.
We want better and up to the date stuff to produce content that we feel
we satisfy.
It's a self-satisfaction kind of thing. It's more or less.
Yeah.
Do I really need to shoot my other 2 channels with the 4K? I don't.
Nope.
But they look nice.
So, I don't know. It was a very surprising announcement for me because I was expecting S3.
I think everybody was waiting for S3.
And I was like, okay, S3, I like my A7, 3 feature. I don't think I really need that super low light or whatever that's gonna come out with. So I wasn't really I wouldn't probably have been super excited for the S to come out, but the now R, which I was talking to him last week, that next camera that I will be getting will be the high resolution, high megapixel camera. And that was today.
Lo and behold, 1 week later we get the R4. So to conclude this video for today, yes to R4, no to R4.
Yes.
Now, we understand Sony has another announcement coming up within next like 24 to 48 hours. One of the cameras going to be revealed would be the RX0 Mark II or something.
Shoot.
Then there's going to be some other camera which
crazy
not
spec.
Many people know, even the rumor mill sites have much information on. So we don't know what that's going to be. So we'll find out what that is. We'll come back and maybe come at you one more time. And so that's going to be exciting. And if it's a video centric kind of thing, I may be interested. By the way, we have, both of us have somewhat of a heavy investment into the Sony ecosystem at this
somewhat?
point.
You get
we have a lot of lenses between two of us.
We have a lot of lenses.
We have a lot of lenses for Fuji too. But based on the short-term and mid-term future, we may thin down a bit on our Fuji inventory and kind of plug the hole in our Sony lens lineup.
But the main reason is because of the money. Not because of we don't like how it performs or anything like that. You gotta...
Right. If the money was no object, we don't need to sell any gear to fund other gear and, things like that. But we are, working class men like many of you are. So we do need to sometimes consolidate gear and kind of sell some stuff to fund other purchase and things of that nature. So that's kind of what's in our near future. And as far as this new series, new channel is concerned, I hope you enjoyed our just meaningless banter. I think most of the time it's gonna be this type of a just bantering back and forth and just bringing things to you and just kind of casually chit-chatting. And this channel will also have a Korean version of episodes where similar topics may be covered for our Korean audience, where only because we can speak the language, not because we're trying to cater to that audience or demographic or anything. But right now it's all for the subs and the views. So hey, there you go. So if the title is in foreign language, you may not have to click on that episode to view. But we would surely love you to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and definitely hit that thumbs up button. All right, so thank you for watching. We appreciate your time, and until next time, you guys all take care.